What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by and say hello. All right, so with the announcement of the upcoming changes in the reward structure and rewards payouts per win, we know that there's a very good chance that the cards you do not have, so the cards that are in the starter deck that you used to just kind of fill in because you don't own any of the cards or even just a single BCX of the card yourself, those cards will no longer be paying out rewards. At least that was the understanding that I came away with, and I think most other folks came away with. And so with that being the case, the question is now, as we go into modern format, which is where I'll be playing, and I assume many others will be playing as well. And actually, it doesn't even matter whether you're in modern or wild, you will have the same access to the starter cards, which will be the Untamed and Chaos Legion common and rares. So I want to take a look at the Untamed because I would assume most people playing this game and getting started, you're probably going to have at least, hopefully all of the Untamed common and rare cards. That's obviously where you should get started, start leveling up. Of course, summoners first, but the common and rare cards are probably ones that will be easier and cheaper to get started, and you use them a lot more often than maybe some of the epics and legendaries. So I wanted to go over my top 5. Now, I want to be very clear that this is my top 5, and I'm playing in gold 3, gold 2 right now. So I do have access to other monsters and other abilities at that level, but this could potentially change for others, and I will maybe throw on like a runner-up at the end, runner-up or two. So the first one is the first one that's listed here, Shield Bearer, and there's a reason that Shield Bearer is so expensive right now. Now I only need one BCX of him, and actually I'm gonna say I'm probably only gonna get one BCX of each of these cards. I have not bought yet, and I'm still actually gonna wait to see if the market cools off just a little bit. But Shield Bearer would be the top one. If you haven't heard yet, I've been shouting from the mountaintops that I love playing with General Sloan and I love playing with the life deck. Now, Shield Bearer is a great option for that. I don't even necessarily use him as a tank. I love him for the taunt ability, which he gets at level 1, and I tend to use him as a distraction in like poison rule sets or in other rule sets where, like equal opportunity or something where I want all of the focused attention on him. So this is definitely probably one of the top cards that I am looking at, and obviously I'm not the only one, as the price is like far and away above the rest of them. So number 2 is going to be, oddly enough, number 2 here on the on the market. So Unicorn Mustang, going for $5.47 right now. The main reason that I like Unicorn Mustang is because of the fact that you need a green tank or an earth-based tank that has Void. Now, there are some other good anti-magic options like Gargoyle Devil, you get Void, or sorry, Gargoyle Lion, which you get Void. They're like Legionnaire Alvar. So you do have those options, but if there is a scenario in which you need to play, for example, no neutrals, and you need to have a card that you're going to fight against Kron, for example, you're going to need to have a card that has Void, and Unicorn Mustang is going to be your best bet. At the end of the day, it's still one of the best tanks out there, just due to the fact that for 8 mana, you get that 4 speed, 3 damage, and 10 health. So one of my favorite cards. I don't use it often now, just because when I'm playing Earth, I have more of like a small ball strategy, but I do still like Unicorn Mustang, and it will come in very, very handy for that. Now, the third card for me is going to be, or going right down the line here, Chimer Princess. I think that's how you say it. Now, the reason that this is important for me, I actually don't even care about the heal function. I just use this a lot because for 2 mana paired with Obsidian, you're getting 2 mana and 2 damage, and that comes in incredibly handy, especially in the lower mana matches where I just need to fit someone into the mix. So Chimer Princess is definitely someone that is on the list. Now, number 4. And here's where we're going to jump around a little bit. Number 4 for me is actually going to be Failed Summoner. Now, you could probably even say that Failed Summoner was number 3 and more important than Chimer Princess. I was just kind of going down the line here. But Failed Summoner is fantastic for snipe rule sets, as well as any kind of magic defense. Now, obviously, the higher up you can level him up, the better. He just gets more health, and that magic reflect becomes even more powerful then, because you can pair him up with a healer, and he could, it could just be great if you had that, or you get demoralized. I think in gold, yeah, you get demoralized there. But I'm not interested in that. I just need someone who's a nice meat shield for 2 mana. And then number 5, and these are probably not in any particular order except for maybe Shield Bearer at the top. Number 5 is going to be Serpent of Eld. The reason is because I love playing heavy melee matches with my water deck now. And so while Serpent of Eld, I believe, isn't as good of a tank, at least him at level 1, which is where I've been playing him, compared to someone like Demon Shark, who I have at level 4 right now. There's no comparison. I mean, Demon Shark is just much, much better in that context. I'm actually curious to see. Oh, he gets Return Fire later on, which could be really cool. But again, we're talking about these cards at the most base level. So the reason that I like him is because he is great for specific rule sets that I want to play with water and melee. And so whether that's, odd ones out, because then I'm not able to play Demon Shark, or what's the 2 melee ones? So Melee Mayhem, and then the Super Sneak, where the melee monsters can attack from any position. That's where they come in really handy. I'm able to pair him with someone like Demented Shark or River Hellendale, and he just becomes a super awesome monster to have that you can kind of throw into the mix when you have those specific rule sets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Shield Bearer, Unicorn Mustang, Chimera Princess, Failed Summoner, and Serpent of Eld. Now, I have a couple of runner-ups here. I don't play with these cards much, but I do recognize that they can come in very handy at certain times. The first is Living Lava. Now, the reason I didn't add him is because I just feel like there's a number of great tanks that were released with Chaos Legion. None of them have the shield ability, but I still find myself not using Living Lava very much. Granted, I'll be honest, I don't play fire as much as I used to, maybe. But even with that being said, when I do play fire, I find myself not really bothering with Living Lava, as I do have someone like Grum Flameblade, or who's the other guy, the 6 mana guy. Oh, I'm forgetting names now. 6 mana epic guy. Tusk the Wide. You also have Forgotten One, but I use Forgotten One for more specific rule sets. But again, a number of great fire tanks for the Fire Splinter. The other ones that I would say in terms of runners up would be Ice Pixie, similar to Chimera Princess. I just like having a 2 mana monster that can do some damage, has flying, is decently fast. Not, she lost the meta once Ulrich left the starter deck, but it still comes in handy from time to time. And then the last one that I would say, and I just want to go down here and make sure there's nothing else. Yeah, the last one that I would say would be like Essential. Or could be essential for folks, is Bone Golem. Now, paired with Thaddeus Brood, who does the -1 on opponent's magic damage, this Void comes in very handy, because I don't believe there's any Chaos Legion monsters that have Void. And let's double check here. Nope, there's nobody that has Void, although you do have Void armor with him, and then someone like Legionnaire Alvar. But again, see, this is why I'm saying I don't use Bone Golem, like rarely, but early on I found myself using him in certain situations where I knew the opponent was going to play some kind of magic deck. So again, I'm not using him much, but I'll leave him as a runner up. And then the last thing, I know I said I covered everything already. There's probably one more. No, I think that's it. I was going to say, if you wanted to, look for the 1 mana cards. So for example, like Albatross or Cursed Slimeball, because sometimes you just need a 1 mana card to throw them into a deck, and for like 72 cents or 58 cents here, you would be missing out on that DEC if you threw them in and won. But Chaos Legion also has a good amount of 1 mana cards. So these guys probably aren't going to be the high. Like, how many 1 mana cards can you put into a game? At that point, like, put a 2 mana card in that can do a little bit more than Albatross or Cursed Slimeball. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. I'm actually curious and would love to hear your thoughts on the cards that you might be eyeing or that you think are essential from the Untamed starter deck. So let me know in the comments below, and we can continue the conversation there. So that is all I have for you. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video, and see you around the game. Take care.